My wife did not have sex with me for years when I was depressed. AITAH for considering leaving her now that I'm back to normal. Throwaway account as my wife follows my main account. My wife, 34F, and I, 34M, have been married for 9 years, together for 14, and we have 2 children. Long story short, prior to this year, I was depressed. This period lasted for almost 3 years and was a culmination of various things: my best friend dying, work stress, life in general. During this time period, I did not have sex with my wife even once. My libido had drastically decreased, but whenever I did initiate, my wife said she wasn't in the mood and wasn't feeling attracted to me. That really hurt me, and was also probably another of the causes of my depression. However, starting this year, I made a resolution to improve my life outlook whatever necessary, and at least fake it till I make it. I started going out more, going back to the gym again. I was a gym addict before I was depressed, and had a more positive outlook on life. It's been almost 9 months now, and I can say I'm the fittest I've ever been, because I really slog it out at the gym and take out all my frustrations there. I am also generally much happier and have a very active life. My sex life has also drastically improved, and we have sex frequently. However, that is the only thing that really bothers me. While the sex is great, I don't feel any emotion or love for my wife. I still feel very hurt that my wife rejected me for years and told me many times she was not attracted to me. Would I be the AH for considering leaving her now that I have my life in order? I don't think my wife stuck with me at my lowest, and that has severely impacted my love for her. Relevant comments. Comment 1. NTA find a wife that supports you in bad times, not just wants you at your best? OP response. The only people who stuck by me and made me feel better were my parents and my sister. My wife is a great mother to our children, and I am very grateful for that. But I could see that she did not emotionally love me during my dark period. My sister always told me blood is thicker than water, and that my real family will always be there for me and love me regardless of what happens. Now I am finally starting to see what she means. Comment 2. NTA, and I'm sorry for your situation. I experienced almost the exact same scenario. A wife's rejection is incredibly hurtful at times when you need it most. I got divorced, moved on with life, and met someone who would never treat me that way. OP response. To be honest, I have lost all hope in finding love after this. I think the only people who will always really love me through thick and thin is my real family. My parents, and my sister. My parents sadly don't have much time left, but my sibling will always be there for me my whole life. Comment 3. What do you mean you don't think your wife stuck with you at your lowest? She literally did. She's still there. UTF are you talking about? Op response. She was there more like a roommate, not as a wife. I couldn't emotionally connect with her at all. I always felt guilty, horrible, and blamed myself for everything, that I had turned out to be a failure of a husband. I don't want to turn this into a wife-bashing post. My wife is a great person and is a really great mother to our children, and I appreciate everything she does and did for me during those 3 years. And now things are going great, but I really don't want to go through tough times with my wife again. I would rather just be single. I will always have my blood family with me regardless. Comment 4. So what is the distinction between roommate and wife in this scenario? You keep saying that she wasn't there, but you haven't given any examples outside of sex. And as many others have pointed out, it was a hard time for her as well, especially knowing there are children to take care of. You say your sister was there for you, how? What did she do that your wife didn't? Did your wife try to connect with you and maybe you just didn't realize it while you were depressed? You say you're grateful for everything your wife did do, but you've only mentioned your children and how she took care of them, while you couldn't. Do you even see her as a person? As your wife? Or do you only see her as a mother? Hell, after all this time, she might not see herself as a person, just as a caretaker to her child and her husband. And probably her house as well, I'm assuming. Op response. It seemed like my wife resented me. She never said it directly, but I could sense it. I understand it was tough for her too. But I thought that was the point of real love, was to love someone when they're struggling too, not just when they're doing good. My sister understood and empathized with me. It seemed like the hurt I was feeling, she was feeling the hurt too. I did go over to her place a couple of times, and I felt much better there than at my own home.